Vash the Stampede, why did you not off your insane brother? The ending of Trigun kind of felt, to me, very anticlimactic. Personally, I honestly think he should have killed his brother. What they did in the ending was, in the show, as lots of people know, Vash the Stampede is a pacifist. No killing, no hurting, no nothing. Personally, I think the point in which he was forced to kill Legato, I think should have been a switch on for him that at least, like, it gives him some kind of leeway to kill really, really bad people. And of course, I'm not saying it's right for his character to do that, because it would be, he boasts about, taught to be a pacifist, lives his life like a pacifist, and then after one experience goes completely bad. But I think in regards to sticking to the manga, in which he does kill his brother, and his brother becomes like this big apple tree, and it's a whole symbolism religious thing, I think that's how it should have ended the anime as well. Plus, the ending to the anime just really, really confused me. For those of you who've seen it, for those of you who haven't seen it, he just kind of shoots him in all of his limbs, bandages him up, flips him over his shoulder, and walks back into town like, hey, I won. I feel like when it came to the anime, they fished out on a lot of this, not a lot of the symbolism, because, there was stuff there, Wolfwood's giant cross, I think they talked about the apples once, how, like, the symbolism with the apples is the apples are beings that are so smart and so advanced that they have no need for mouths or eyes or a brain or anything. They're just a collective of cells. And, yeah, most of that was pretty interesting, but I really wish they would have had, like, some of the more elaborate artworks in the manga. Because, other than most manga, like, I'm not a big manga reader, but Trigun is one of the visually ones I'm really into. And I just wish they would have ended it more like the manga. I honestly do. I think it would have ended better, and it wouldn't have left me with the question of, well, what happens now that he caught his brother? He just shot all of his limbs. Obviously, he's going to survive it, because they're not human. They're immortal plants. Well, not immortal, but another thing was they didn't really pull that whole thing where, as Vash, the more and more he uses the energy from his angel arm or whatever, the more his cells die, or the more he ages or dies, I guess, which is like by the end of the books, his hair is all black, because he's like originally blonde hair, but the more they use that energy for the angel arm, their hair starts to go black. So he's got like a black hairline, the rest of his hair is blonde, and by the end of the books, full jet. Didn't do that, stayed away from that. Yeah, and I guess, I don't know why that was such a big thing for me, that I did want him to kill off his brother, because it just seemed like he caused so much shit. Think of all the other bad guys in the show that had died, and yeah, they were bad, but it seemed like along the way, after Vash had defeated them, or whatever, they seemed to have some type of humanity about them, or something about, like their softer side that came to light, or that showed like a shred that they weren't like all bad. Whereas Legato and Knives were just full on asses. They were terrible. They were absolutely awful people. And of course, Legato, he gets offed because, hey, you can't have a dude who controls people with his mind walking around. That's some serious, dangerous shit. And they even kill off the guy who kills Wolfwood, his old mentor, Chapel, who, honestly, I thought went about his revenge very stupidly. He kills Wolfwood, and then returns to Knives and Legato, the people who told him to kill him. And it's all like, he returns, he's just like, oh, you made me kill my student or whatever, so now I'm going to kill you. And then, hey, guess what? Legato can control people with minds. You've been working for them how long, and you didn't know that? You were really just going to waltz in, pull a gun up to them, and just fire? Like, it didn't seem like he thought that through at all. But even he was shown that shred of humanity by, oh, you made me kill someone I actually liked, so now I'm going to off you. And they just kill him off. And that kind of leaves Wolfwood's death, at least with me, like, what the hell did he die for then? It's like someone coming after you, killing you, and then immediately going, shit, probably shouldn't have done that. Okay, I'm going to go kill the guy who told me to do this thing, which I agreed to do. And then, like, you have a change of heart last minute, go back, and the person kills you. Then it makes the person you killed, it makes their death just kind of, I don't know, didn't sit well with me. But back to Knives' death, or lack thereof, his defeat. The ending battle was pretty good. I like the utilization of the Triguns in the last fight. And of course, with all the firepower and skill that Vash had brought to the table, in the end, it was kind of, main character reaching an end goal. From the beginning, of course, you knew Vash was going to defeat his brother. At least, for me, it was like a no-brainer, mainly because Knives has kind of just been sitting in an evil lair the whole time, sending people out to do his dirty work. And Vash has been taking on all these people and going through all these trials and tribulations and all this shit. So it's like, who had more physical training? Who had more skill? Who had more experience dealing with these situations? Vash. Knives has just been sitting in a lair cackling over each person he's indirectly or directly killed. And so when it came to the end, like physical prowess, of course Vash was going to win. That's duh. Even like when, he got they tried to equal them out, like every single move they made was exactly the same. It didn't seem very, not realistic, it just didn't seem like, of course Vash was going to gain the upper hand because he's just had more experience and he's packing more firepower to this. I especially loved how, the whole thing, he used the angel arm, huge explosion, whatever, and then he's at, his wit's end. He's on the floor, his brother's about to gun him down, and, hey, what's underneath the sand from the explosion right next to me? Boom. Cross Punisher. Blast him up. Shoots him, in the arm or something. One thing I found very confusing about it was where the heck the bullets went on their body. Unless it showed you, a bullet going through a limb, and then, okay, there's a hole there. There's a lot of things in Trigun where they'll shoot at someone, and they'll just, go backwards, or they'll, fling backwards or whatever, but you don't know where the bullet went on them. You just kind of see the reaction, and it leaves you to kind of wonder, will they live or will they die? I don't really know where it went. And that was sometimes confusing, one of the scenes that I thought was interesting when Vash is sitting down on the ground before he kills Legato, and Legato's making the townspeople rough up Millie and Meryl, and he's telling them to stop it, and they fire a gun at him, and the gun goes right, he's sitting with his leg kind of like this, and the bullet goes right in between here. It just kind of just barely graces, goes right through that joint area. And just certain the trajectory of the bullets in the show and where they go just kind of confuse me sometimes. Because like I said, you only see a reaction. Unless they deliberately show you, okay, this is where they got shot, here's the bullet hole. You're kind of did that get them? Did that skim them? And there was a lot of skimming in this show. Bullets just barely. And that's good because it offers the threat of, oh shit, someone's got a gun on me, to, compared to, oh shit, I got shot, let's retaliate this damage with the next action. But Once again, definitely think he should have killed Knives, but I don't know, maybe it was right to leave him alive. Of course it was, to preserve the pacifism of his character, but me personally, I think it could have ended differently. But that's going to do it for this video. I'll see you next time.